again too. I think we should be live. I think this one looks good too.
Let's put a parlay on this. Red card.
Both teams are using ineligible players.
0 points.
0 forfeit. That one's the previous link that's on Twitter. I don't think that link works.
Yeah, I quote tweeted it, and then it should be like third time's a charm.
You quoted this one?
Yeah. What the heck? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Mason, we got Mason on there at least, so looks good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining the stream. Finally, as the ball goes just past that right post. Well, welcome. So we've got a lot to catch you up on. First things first, the game is happening right now. You're watching Delaware Rising versus Team Vulpine. This is the second matchup between these two teams. First score of the game in that previous game was 1-0. That was the final. So now in the second meeting, look for some heated action, and it should be a good game. And speaking of good games, we are about 18 minutes in already to this match after we figured out the stream, got everything connected. And the score is already 1-1. And the goal for Delaware Rising coming about in maybe the 15th minute, maybe around the 14th. And then Vulpine's goal coming early in around the 5th minute. And your Delaware Rising goal scorer was Colin McComb. He's a regular on that score sheet, which we are excited to see. And we do appreciate him filtering in those goals for the squad. And again, we apologize for the stream, but we appreciate some of the Amish crew working up here, getting us connected. Much appreciated for that, so that we can get this stream rolling. And we should be ready to rock and roll now. So we appreciate you all sticking with us and jumping here on the stream today. And yes, Mason is chanting McComb's name. It's a beautiful day. McComb scoring that, getting us already quickly back on a 1-1 level playing field. And Walker says, let's go, boys. Yes, we love it. And welcome to everyone that is joining the stream now. We appreciate you all, whether you support Delaware Rising or Team Vulpine, or just a Nozzle fan in general, want to watch some awesome competitive soccer. And you saw number 6 right there with the ball. That was Alex. That is his first game with us, actually. He's been playing his club career, which they just finished up after making it to the championship. And then he was in Europe for 2 weeks. So you can't complain. He's been having some solid time this summer, but we're glad to have him finally on the pitch for us. And for those of you just joining us, quick score update again. It is 1-1. Colin McComb, the scorer for Delaware Rising. And now here's a corner. Evan Worley takes that right into the box and right across the face of the goal. But ends up just being a goal kick after no one could get any body part on that one. It is a beautiful day for some soccer, about 70 degrees. So when you're on turf, that does heat it up a little bit. So those guys are probably thinking this is the perfect weather. You'll see that American flag over by the scoreboard. It is a bit breezy. And Delaware Rising attacking from left to right on your screen, and Vulpine going from right to left. And there was Hermiller, number 7, getting that over to Manilovsky. One of the goal scorers from our previous game against Stark. Had an assist as well. Now ball over the top. Vulpine does get on the end of it. And then Alex Brown makes it back there to step in to break up that play. And Tom says, can you zoom in a little more? I can't zoom per se, but oh, actually, guys, I just found out I can zoom. You can zoom when you're live on YouTube. This is the best day. So yes, we get you a little better angle here. How about that? And now an attack for Delaware Rising. The ball does go wide. And that is a goal kick for Vulpine. And Tyler says, yes, it is. It's a good day. It's a good day for some soccer. It's a good day when you figure out you can zoom on YouTube live. It's a good day because, man, the score is already 1-1. So hopefully we'll be seeing some more goals. And Walker, too, it's Chris. Chris is over in, I believe, Germany right now. So one of our assistant coaches, killing it. We appreciate you hanging out with us here on the stream. Chris, if you have any feedback for the boys, let me know. I'll yell it out the window. Jason says a beautiful field. I do agree. Yes, this is a nice turf field. I was actually talking with, I think, one of the youth players that does attend school here at Highland, and he was saying that this turf field is fairly new, and it is nice. And if you are unaware, this game was actually scheduled to be played at 11 a.m. today, but unfortunately, the Vulpine's home field was taking on some damage from the storms that came through Ohio this past week. So thankfully, we've been able to move the game here, and kickoff was right around 1:15. As you see, that Delaware Rising gets a free kick outside of the box, and certainly within shooting range. And bear with me for one moment. I'm going to actually adjust our camera view just a bit to try to get you even a little bit closer to the action. And yes, Trent White says 1-1. Yes, you are correct. The score is 1-1. All right, here we go. We should be ready to rock and roll. Everything is looking good. Daniel White says, oh, cool, we have an on-field scoreboard this week. Yes, we do. We have a scoreboard run by some of the Amish individuals, so we appreciate that as well. And like you saw at Stark, I'm not running back and forth, which I also very much appreciate. And here's Manivolowski, has a rip down low, takes a deflection. Looks like it is off of a Delaware Rising player, so it will be a goal kick for Vulpine. And we hope that all of you have stayed safe as well during all of the crazy storms that happened this past week. I know they hit a number of places in Ohio, and I was actually camped around this area for a conference during the week, and we were right in the middle of some of those storms, and they got intense. There's a lot of trees around in the area, and I know some roads were even closed with a level 3 just because of the damage that were done to some trees and power lines. And there you see Brown, Alex Brown, that new player that is finally gracing the field for us. Some nice quick play from Delaware Rising. The ball goes over the top. Looks like trying to find Zach White on the right side. But Vulpine ushers it out for a goal kick. Streaming this from Southwest Wi-Fi. Nice. We love to see that. Tyler says that about Ashley. That's awesome. That Southwest Wi-Fi, can't beat it. As long as you're able to see the stream. And that ball does just bounce out of bounds for a Delaware Rising throw. Ashley Kimmett says, nice, brother. Safe travels home. Yes, safe travels. As Tyler, I see, so Tyler's traveling using that Southwest Wi-Fi. Nice. And there is Brown stepping in with a good interception, a little space to run. Tries to get through his man, takes a deflection. It does, but looks like it bounces up, hits his arm, so very unfortunate there. So that will be a free kick for Team Vulpine, and they get ready to take it quick and play that downfield. Looks like to number 34, and it does find him. And Zach White playing some strong defense, as you just see past the edge of the window there. As Vulpine is trying to press, but Delaware Rising does play out of that press, and now Brown with the ball and tries to flick that up. Looks like to McComb, the goal scorer, but unfortunately just a little too wide.
And Jordan, now that Jordan's, I mean, he's played himself.
Now here's Worley.
You know, and he's not playing a ton of minutes.
Finds McComb on the wing. Easy play there to J.P. Seliskar. And some good possession in the midfield there for Delaware Rising. And McComb tries to slide as the ball gets a little bit ahead of him. And it is played through. But Seth is there to collect and finds the goalkeeper.
You know, I mean, playing Micah, being able to play Micah and Braden on the outside so we don't have to worry about that.
Hermiller looking to play Manivolowski through, and he does get a head on it. Looks like he gets nudged there and takes a tumble. No foul called, and it does end up just rolling all the way out of bounds. And that will be a Vulpine throw. And Ashley Kimmett says, who is in goal today? It is Connor Sexton between the sticks for Delaware Rising.
Yeah, and actually, it was nice today. I mean, we needed guys.
Looks like a substitution is being made. Worley makes his way off as Landon Kuhn comes back onto the pitch. And a foul was called there, but advantage being played by the ref for a high boot. And the ball is swung across. Celiscar looks like he will get there to keep it in. And tries to work on his man, but a lovely tackle from that Vulpine player. But that will go out of bounds. Last off a Vulpine player for Delaware Rising corner kick. And again, you can see the scoreboard over there. The score is 1-1. But we'll see if Delaware Rising can add to that tally and take the lead here with this corner. Kuhn does take the corner. A nice ball in, perfectly placed. It bounces in the middle of the box, and no one is on the end of it. That's the second time a nice ball is crossed in, and no one can get their body on it. We've got to see some more players attacking the ball because that's a lovely one, just begging to be hit. So nothing but a goal kick for Vulpine after that corner. Kuhn tries to bring that down. Bounces around in the middle as a Vulpine player does pick it up. Tries to play him through, but Barrett is in the way. And we're excited to have Seth Barrett back after he unfortunately missed last game with a knock. But back again in the center of that three-man back three to hold down the fort. And ball crossed in, but defended well. I believe that was Conrad doing some good defending. And then Celiscar also getting in on that defending, and then that ball just goes out off of Vulpine player for a goal kick for Delaware Rising. And this game does have some big implications for the playoff spot in the Southern Division. So that is because Team Vulpine, Delaware Rising, and Amish Country are all right in just about the same position, as Columbus did win their game 3-2 against Amish. And now Landon Kuhn over here, as I can't get too distracted. Now Lumbee with a good step. McComb back to Lumbee. Lumbee tries to fling that out across to Celiscar, but doesn't make its way. But this game, again, has big implications because those three teams looking for that last playoff spot in the Southern Division all on about the same point percentage. So it's ultimately in the hands of all of these three teams. And some solid defending there. Looks like that was Celiscar and Conrad. Conrad clears up. And Kuhn with a nice, gentle first touchdown to Celiscar. And oh, the ball, unfortunately, Zach White just takes his eye off it, and it bounces underneath his foot and goes out of bounds for a Vulpine throw. And we do have a ball boy down below the camera. Let's see if we can snag him. Look at that right there. We always appreciate the ball boys and girls that join us at these games because it is such an important job and can really make the difference between a goal and a strong attacking chance or not. Vulpine with a little of an unorthodox throw there, but shepherded out, but looks like it does stay inbounds and then ultimately takes a deflection, but it is a corner kick. And that was a very interesting throw. Corner kick for Vulpine. Again, score update still 1-1 after some early quick drama happening in this game.
He just said he was so scared back there, he had no idea what goal.
And a low corner, doesn't even make it to the goal as it goes straight out of bounds across the goal line. Kyle says he'll volunteer Hunter as a ball boy next season. Oh, we would appreciate that. That would be a blast. And Kyle, thanks for joining us on the stream, as always. A substitution is being made. Hermiller takes a break, and Nate White makes his on. So now we have both of our Whites on the pitch, and both playing on the same side. A white-to-white goal assist. I'm calling it now. That would be awesome. Now Zach and number 6, they're dueling it out, trying to get possession as that ball bounces around. Vulpine does good in that tight space to keep possession. And now Brown plays out Kuhn. And tries to flick that up. And John Dembski now taking the pitch, barreling through, trying to get on the end of that one. And John Dembski, you'll know him from last season. Usually played in a right or left back position. But coach has put him in now at more of an attacking. Almost looks like one of those strikers up there. And there's sweeper keeper Connor Sexton coming out to get that ball. Nice play as Alex Brown checks back, takes possession, finds space, now finds Kuhn. And plays lovely through ball to John Dembski. And John with a lovely touch, and they're playing right back and forth, but unfortunately just a little behind him. And that was a nice session of passing there to bring Delaware within striking distance of a goal, and just unfortunately couldn't get the ball out under the feet to make that happen. And there is Barrett claiming that in that central defensive role. And Lumby tries to shield, but no foul called. And Seliskar tries to play it through to Kuhn. And Kuhn with the pace does keep it inbounds, but unfortunately bounces off of his other foot and goes out as he sprints right around that defender to keep it in, and unfortunately can't apply the final touch to keep it from going across the goal line. And that is a goal kick for Vulpine as we get back underway. And Worley is now back on the pitch in that center midfield role. And you'll see Robbie Comstock as well, gracing the pitch. And a nice first touch there to keep that inbounds and within reach for Conrad. Now here's Ryland. Looks like he just made his way back onto the pitch as well. And kind of a dinged ball over the top. And wow, after Ryland hustles back, and good stuff from Ryland to get back after a wild bounce of that ball. Now just kind of kick it around, and Ryland finds himself with it and just clears out to relieve the pressure. Yes, and we have Braden here next to us, one of our color commentators, an Amish player that you'll know, as well as one of the individuals from Nozzle, but asking if Ryland Owens is a high schooler, and indeed he is. Such a solid player for being in high school, and we do appreciate all of the members of our team that are in high school, especially the ones that I coach, like Seliskar, getting some extra touches on the ball this summer as we near closer to the start of our high school seasons. A substitution being made for Vulpine. Looks like, I believe that's number 3 coming off. And Chris is asking about the ref. And this is, I'm not sure if we've had this ref before. He does look familiar. This might be the ref that we've had playing with Amish in that game here. But he does look a bit familiar, but this is, I think, a very similar reffing crew, if not the same one as we had against Amish. And Braden does confirm. At least 2, he says, of the refs are the same. So yes, very familiar. And a solid reffing of that game, if I do say so myself. That ball bounces. What will Ryland do here? Tries to box out his player, and the Vulpine player does get a leg around it, but Barrett claims that is his and hits it down the sideline. Looks like it stays in, but ref says no, that will be a Vulpine throw.
I think I kind of recognize him, though. He's like a really nice guy.
And now some space closed down by Comstock. Oh, and Evan looks like he gets a piece of the ball, but number 10 for Vulpine, the new sub that did just come on, looks like one of their captains as well, hits the ground, and that will be a foul called in shooting distance for sure.
Oh, really blue eyes.
No, yeah, he doesn't. Really? So he was trying to go into college, right? Yeah,
And now number 11 stands over the ball. And he dinks it in toward Connor's goal. And looks like it might have been behind him, but he skies up and grabs that.
Well, you know, it was always kind of funny because he was the
and trying to release McComb quickly down the field, but unfortunately unable to do so. And Barrett just stretching to get a foot on that, and now Ryland settles it and drops it back to Sexton. And walk. It's Chris, which is Walker 2, and Kyle talking about some of the red cards. Yes, we've had a few, which has been interesting this season. And actually, you see number 44 up top, one of the individuals that did receive the red card, so unable to play in the game against Stark, so we're excited to have him here. And you see Conrad calling. No, that might be Morris on the back, calling for that ball. Now taking space, it's Kuhn. And Kuhn tries to play it through, but only goes to a Vulpine player. But Kuhn hustles back. Lovely stuff. And tries to play one of the forwards through, but ends up just rolling out of bounds past the goal line. It'll be a goal kick, but a substitution incoming as well. Looks like Manivolovsky coming back on as he subs out John Dembski. We are about in the 38th minute. Still a bit of time to go before halftime. Now Manivolovsky switches the ball, and a lovely ball that is. Looking for Morris. Morris does not get there, but a foul is called as Morris tries to step in, and that Vulpine player gets between the ball and the man and draws that foul very smartly.
That's also the other thing, like when I know
And Chris asks if the score is still 1-1. Indeed, it is. The score is still 1-1. As the game started, certainly a lot of attacking opportunities, but it has calmed down a bit as both teams are working to maintain a little bit more possession. A nice little flick from that Vulpine player, but Worley does a good job to get between the ball and the man here. Ryland steps. That's Ryland Owens. Looks like that is Schwalek, who's now on the pitch as well. And now it is Kuhn. Morris. When Morris tries to play it past the Vulpine player, but it just deflects off him for a throw. And a big switch there from Schwalek looking for White. And White unfortunately just cannot get a touch on it. Vulpine throw. And the ball boy doing a good work there. And a big throw. Step knocked out, and that will be a throw for Vulpine. But the line judge does call it a throw for Delaware, so then now the center ref does change his decision, so it'll be a Delaware throw. Dan says about 10 minutes to go in the half. Yes, indeed, it is about 10, I would say. Maybe a little less with some added time. We're now in the 40th minute. And flicks over the top and rolls out of bounds. Last touch by Delaware Rising for a Vulpine goal kick. And the clock does say, again, we're in the 41st minute now, but the actual time will be on the wrist of the referee, so it will be likely that some added time will be included, especially for the celebrations after both goals being scored. And that ball kind of gets lofted up and stuck in the wind, won by Comstock. Now Kuhn trying to do something with it. Chris says, good luck, boys. I'll try and check back a little later. Yes, we appreciate it. Coach Chris, we'll see you very soon. Hopefully, once you're able to check back in on the score, we'll have a better update for you. And a through ball, a nice through ball indeed on that right side for Team Vulpine as he flicks it in. And a penalty is called as Owens looks to clip the Vulpine player in the back. And yes, if any contact is made and that Vulpine player feels it and goes down, absolutely it will be called a penalty, and rightfully so. And a yellow card issued to Ryland Owens on that challenge. So now number 10 steps up to the penalty spot. Connor Sexton in net. That is the first card of the game so far.
That's fair.
But yes, Dan White says time for a stop. I completely agree with you, Dan. Hopefully Sexton can make that come true.
Derek Gill or Josh last week. I
The referee finishing, making then notation in his book, and signals the kick. And it is saved. Connor Sexton makes the save as the shot goes down right, and Connor read it all the way, was almost down before the ball was even kicked there. And a lovely stop from him to keep this game tied at 1-1. And hopefully that momentum shift will be evident for the final 5-ish minutes of this second half. But lovely save from Connor.
That was a bad game. I remember Garrett and me just. Isn't that when it changed for me, Zach?
Yes, great stop. Nice job, goalie. And penalty saves, they're always tough. So when you see it happen live, it's always exciting. And now both of our keepers have one penalty save each. We're now in the 44th minute. And Dan White says momentum shift incoming. I do hope so. And now Manilovsky finds the ball. Lovely trap there. Now looking for someone as he takes a little space. Kind of chips that back into the box, but settled down by a Vulpine player and cleared. And Owens, nice hustle to get up to that ball, but it does go out of bounds for a throw, but some good interception and defending there from Owens.
They call him Red. He's a super nice guy, but he took over.
And Owens takes possession with some space. Tries to play it to the feet of McComb, but that is intercepted. And good step there from Comstock. Comstock tries to play McComb through and almost does, but a sliding, diving challenge gets that ball out, but it's still coming back, and it is a shot. Looks like from Morris on that left wing. Doesn't test the keeper too much as it does hit his hands. He knocks it down to make the save. A nice flick. Header there from Worley to get that back to Owens. And Owens now plays it in the middle to Manilovsky with some nice space, but just can't quite get under control. But Kuhn gets a good touch, and now it's played to Kuhn in some space on his left foot. Has a strike right across the goal. Oh, and it looks like it may have been a save. No, it just slides right past the fingers of the keeper and that right post to go out for a goal kick. Lovely passing there to find Manilovsky in space from Owens. And Manilovsky plays it right out to Kuhn, and Kuhn with space and the shot. We want to see more of that. We are now past the 45th minute, so we'll be watching the ref to see if any added time is added and how much will be, because it looks like some is. And the ball played through, looking for that striker and maybe playing into space, but finds the gloves of Sexton. Now here is Owens, finds Nate White. And good possession there from Nate White to roll that back and play it back to Owens. Looking for Manilovsky up top. Can't quite find him. And the ref, you see him there, check his watch. And Worley does get on the end of that. Now finds Morris on the wing. He has some space. Men in the box. Morris chips it through. And oh, it is headed away, but still with a Delaware Rising player. Good sliding challenge. And no foul called. Delaware Rising still with the ball. Nice little roll over there from Owens. And Owens just running through players. It's still in the box, but cleared now. Finds its way to Barrett. But unfortunately, that will bring us to halftime. Your score is still 1-1 after some early drama in this game, as Vulpine climbs on top quickly within the 5th minute, scoring that first goal. But then Delaware Rising answering rather quickly in around the 15th minute. And that is really all we have seen so far. Some decent attacking challenges from both sides. Some good service, especially on the side of Delaware Rising, which we want to see more of that continue on, and hopefully we will in the second half.
It's kind of easy when you're on a bike.
You joining us here on this stream, and apologies for the technical difficulties. as I am using my phone with that T-Mobile connection. Not the greatest, but thankfully the guys here have got us connected onto the Wi-Fi, so it should be solid for the rest of the game. And if you'll notice, I know it is a little bit harder to see since we are a bit further away, but you'll see the Delaware Rising players wearing black armbands on the jerseys, and that is to pay homage, to send some respect and prayers up to one of our players who unfortunately lost their mother a few days ago. So paying respect to them, and that family can use all of your thoughts and prayers. And I know all of us, our team, our organization, doing the same. And now we will be taking a break for halftime. So this is a great opportunity. Grab some drinks, some food, get ready for the second half. And also a very happy Father's Day to all of you out there, as that is upcoming tomorrow. So if you don't have a Father's Day gift yet, this is your reminder. You still got time. So that is coming up. But yes, all of the fathers out there, we do appreciate you, as we do have some fathers on our team as well. But yes, I'll be signing us off for halftime. So in maybe about 10 minutes, we'll be jumping back onto the stream. So this is a good intermission. Again, grab your snacks, drinks, get ready for an exciting second half, because again, this match is very important for both teams here, and including Amish, because the winner of this one will have a step up in terms of points in fighting for that final position. But the exciting part is all of these teams in the Southern Division still have to play each other. So whoever ultimately will win out of those three teams holds in their destiny a trip to the playoffs. So we will see if Delaware Rising or Team Vulpine can do just that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to rock and roll for the second half here between Delaware Rising and Team Vulpine. After the switch of sides, Delaware Rising now attacks from right to left on your screen, and Vulpine from left to right. Now you see Schwalek with the ball. And your score again, 1-1. We're in for an exciting second half as both teams know how important it is to get those 3 points today. It looks like that foul call does go against Landon Kuhn, so Vulpine will have a free kick just past the halfway line. That's right, Dan says 45 minutes to win it. And a nice ball into the box, takes a bounce. A little scary there, but Sexton claims it in the end. And now you'll see the wind of that American flag right next to the scoreboard. It's going from left to right, as Delaware did have the wind in the first half, now going against it the second half. We know that does have a big impact, certainly on goal kicks and punts. And free kicks going for Vulpine. And now Morris on the left side with some space. Cuts back inside and swings the ball across, but does get caught up in that wind. But Kuhn takes possession. And a nice through ball to Manavlovsky with a good first touch. Dodging and weaving, keeping possession. And finally finds Comstock in the midfield over to Nate White. And there's Manavlovsky playing deep. Nice quick give and go. The right idea there, but unfortunately just doesn't come off between McComb and Morris. That is a Vulpine throw. Good tackle there from Comstock to break up that possession from Vulpine. Good step from Morris. Now Morris charging forward and tries to find McComb, but just not on the same page there as McComb tries to streak through. Now Vulpine with some possession and space out on the left side. Tried to play through, and Barrett does get a foot on it, so knocks it out wide. And good challenge there from Owens to keep that Vulpine player from running through centrally, and Owens now takes it off him. Tries to play it up, but it deflects off of that Vulpine player out for a Delaware Rising throw.
Yeah, this one's 1-1. We just started the second half. All right, Sam.
Looks like a substitution is being made for Team Vulpine. That's the reason for the pause. They're taking their time, getting off the pitch. Looks like we can now finally get back underway. Big throw there from Owens. And Worley, unfortunately, just a missed kick there, trying to find Morris on the wing. Vulpine now with a little space to attack. Tries to run through, but Worley ends up winning it back. And now Morris with some space on the wing if he can get there. Tries to slide. But unfortunately gets caught up a little bit in the turf. Look at that ball boy there, doing good work. And a good big throw and a good first touch. Schwalek there with a good tackle, out of bounds, and a Vulpine throw.
Mansfield's going to add another team to Leadercrats.
I'm at Mount Vernon and Ashland.
You should,
That'll make, no, like 2 separate ones.
you should ask that Cotta Georgia team.
And a big throw, but gathered by the Rising.
Yeah.
Tried to play up to Manavlovsky, but just a bit short, and Worley steps in.
They weren't very organized, so.
No, so, yeah,
Nate White on the wing. Tries to play it through for Manavlovsky, just a little too far.
two summer spots.
And there's McComb playing a lovely ball into the box, but no one able there to make that back run on that back post, unfortunately. We'll have balls like that going in all day. We just need to get on the end of them. And that ball ends up bouncing and going through, but Barrett hustling back to get in front. And Barrett does some good challenge there, and a foul is called against that Vulpine player as he's just trying to use his body. But Barrett does a great job to win that free kick, especially after a potential break for Vulpine. Taken quickly by Sexton. And played out well by the Rising. Tries to play it over the top. No one there in blue. Forward played through. It looks like he is onside, but Sexton, great work to get off his line quickly to prevent a goal. An outlet quickly to Morris. Lovely first touch. And tapped out of bounds by Vulpine. And it looks like if you still look in the box, there is a Vulpine player down. Looks like that forward does end up on the floor after Sexton makes the save. Didn't look too large of a collision, as I saw the Vulpine player hopping over Sexton. He did kind of know that Sexton was going to get there first, so hopefully nothing too serious for him, and he is able to get up under his own power. Some good sportsmanship there as Comstock checks in on him. And now we'll get back underway. Nice possession there. Good pass from Kuhn. First time to find Morris. Good closing down from that Vulpine player. Is another Delaware Rising throw.
That's the thing. Like, there's no reason that Canton can't have a team.
Yeah. It's mostly just Mount Union and
Ryan Miller is asking the score, and the score is still 1-1. It is tied. Score is 1-1 after 2 goals early in the first half. We're hoping for a strong second half here from Delaware Rising. And a swing and a miss there from Comstock. And a nice ball out on that left wing for Vulpine. And Owens playing some strong defense there. Vulpine player goes down but gets up quickly, and it looks like he has a quick shot. And not sure if that was a foul call or not. A little bit of a late whistle. It looks like he may just be pausing it to see if that player is all right. Looks like Owens over there taking a break as well after that collision. 34 is able to get up. Yes, and it looks like no foul was called, so it should be just a drop ball. So the ref just check it in on the players, making sure they're all right. We'll get back underway. Schwalik passes out to Morris. And Morris trying to use his pace, but does keep possession after that, but unfortunately, not long term. Now Comstock finds himself with the ball in the middle with some space out to Nate White. Manavlovsky on the wing, shouldered off the ball. Some good playing there from both sides. A little checking there by Nathan. Some good defense there by Schwalik and Barrett. Sexton with it now. And that sweeper keeper in action. And Worley trying to get between 2 Vulpine players. Stays with it. And you'll see McComb there on that left wing now. Tried a little back flick from that Vulpine player. Just doesn't come off for him. They still hold possession. Finding some space in the midfield now. And a good double team there from Delaware Rising to break up the play. You'll see number 42 there just plowing forward. And it takes a deflection. Looks like 42 will get there. Barrett, nice defense. Steps in, makes that ball his. The ball is kicked up, and Manavlovsky will track back to get it. Now here is Kuhn with some space. Nate White on the right wing. McComb cutting across. Kuhn looking for the best option. Swings it out to White.
And play a 5th year, and she's gonna go play for Pam Kaiser, and so that was,
Kuhn, McComb, and now Kuhn once again.
and Brady was actually gonna go
And now Manavlovsky with some space outside the box, takes a hit, but goes well wide.
that's what got Gabby kind of, like, she was looking for a place she kind of wanted to go play, but that's what kind of turned her on there was, all 3 kids would have literally been there.
We're in about 11 minutes into this second half. Score still 1-1. No major attacking sequences so far for either side in this second half. Good touch there from number 4. Tries to swing it through, and it falls. And oh, what a quick reaction save from Sexton, who was off of his line. As that Vulpine player just reaching for the ball, tries and does get a little deflection on it. And it does almost go past Sexton, but reacts quickly to get his arm out to stop that ball from just trickling into the back of the net. Now Vulpine with some space on this right wing. Schwalek steps out to defend. And good defense from Schwalek. Picks the pocket of that Vulpine player. Now Morris with space once again. Tries to cut inside. And score is, yes, still 1-1. Thank you, Dan. And Barrett with more solid defense. Sets up number 8 and has a strike. Perfectly played, a good first-time hit. Just goes past that far post. Sexton was left watching. A substitution being made. Number 10 making his way off.
I mean, I think given the circumstances they were in, it was fine. Everybody thinks that it was some sort of set happening because, it was actually just literally.
Dan White says good eye to let that one go. Yes. I'm hoping that he did, because that was a close and hard shot. But yes, we'll say he had it covered. Sure, absolutely. He knows what he's doing. Now Worley with some space. As you'll see that tractor in the background. You love to see it. Small town. There was Morris trying to make his way past his defender, but ultimately that defender kicks it out of bounds for a Delaware Rising throw. And that ball is thrown. Kuhn tries to keep it in, but it will go out for a Vulpine goal kick.
But there's less, but there's less, there's going to be less of that. I think
and we're getting excited for our next game. It will be a home game. It is June 21st, so be sure to join us. It is against Greater Columbus, so you know it is going to be a good competitive game, especially with a lot of former Delaware Rising players on that team. And after us coming out and beating them 1-0 at their home field, and Schwalek with some good defense there, knocks that Vulpine player off the ball. Some good quick passing from the midfield. Tries to find the way up to McComb. That will go out of bounds for a Vulpine throw. And a substitution now being made. A couple subs making their way on. 1 for Vulpine and 2 for Delaware Rising. Selascar and Hermiller making their way onto the pitch. Nate White is taking a rest. And Morris is also making his way to the bench.
He's gotten a lot better, but like the first couple years were really rough. Relationally,
And you see on the sideline across the pitch, Cody Lumbee making, or getting warmed up. Hopefully making his way soon as well. He's one of the goal scorers from our previous game along with Hermiller. And Barrett tries to clear that. Looks like that takes a deflection. And now here is a shot, but slips as he's shooting, and nothing that will worry Sexton on that shot. And a lovely through ball from Owens, but unfortunately rolls too far and goes over the end line, trying to find Manavlovsky. And indeed, Cody Lumbee now takes the pitch. And the ref does bring the game to a halt for a player that is down on Vulpine. Looks like he's grabbing his ankle. But he's helped up and now he's hobbling to the sideline under his own power. He does make his way all the way off. So we hope he's all right. Now that substitution coming on for that injured Vulpine player. Then the drop ball gets us back underway. And here's Manavlovsky trying to get around that Vulpine player. This Vulpine throw. This comes off the boot spinning of Nathan Schwalik. I see Seliskar on. Tries to keep it in, but unfortunately just goes over the line as he gets his boot to it.
And that's what they need to do. They need to play D1s out in the Cleveland area because they need to play like Saints, Menor.
And a nice big throw from a Vulpine player, but ultimately that player does slip. And now Kuhn tries to go for the Meg, and a lovely through ball, but just cut across. Some good defending from Ryland Owens to make sure that Vulpine player doesn't get a chance on goal, but that now is a corner kick for Team Vulpine. We're approaching 20 minutes in now in this second half, so about 25 remaining in this game. And number 69 takes the corner kick. And it is in a dangerous spot. The keep comes out and does get a fist to it. And then ended up cleared out by Schwalik.
I think that's obvious.
By the way, that first corner kick perfect.
Which corner?
The very first one I took.
Oh.
97 does have a big throw on him. Finds a player short. Tries to turn with it. And now Lumby seeing some of his first action. Good hold-up play there from McComb. No, that is Manavlovsky with the good hold-up play from that central striker position. And we're still reminding myself to turn the camera. I get too into the game. I get too excited. I forget to do my camera duties. It's a good possession here from Delaware Rising. And a nice switch from Owens to Schwalik in that three-back formation, but Schwalik, unfortunately, it's a Vulpine player, but Seliskar tracks back to keep it in. Now finds a nice quick pass out to Worley, and Lumby with it. Lovely passing there from the Rising boys. And a through ball, trying to find Manavlovsky, who turns on the Jets a little too late. The ball does get caught up in the wind a bit, but fairly easy in the end for the keeper. And a big boot downfield as it does bounce, and the Vulpine player gets in on it, tries to take a first touch, and just too much there for him, and Sexton is able to get on the end of it. Robert Sexton says calling the game and cameraman. Impressive. We do what we can. Oh, lovely stuff there from Kuhn to get around his defender. Tries to play it through to one of the forwards, but unable to do so. And the Seliskar, that's McComb chasing. Manavlovsky chasing down still. Step in from Schwalik. Lumby settles it down. And a nice play out to Seliskar with space. What can he do with it? Looking to take on his man. Does claim some more space for himself. Holds it up. Now finds McComb in that left corner. McComb hits it in. Oh, and just over the head of Manavlovsky. Lovely ball in. And now the ball is still with Delaware Rising. And again, some great service from our wings. We just need to get on the end of it. And Vulpine tries to clear, but unable to do so. Now it is Kuhn. Kuhn flicks the ball into the box, and it is just over the head of Manavlovsky. No, that's McComb trying to get on the end of it, and the keeper is able to stretch over the head of Macomb.
I want to go down there. It's like the only place you got in.
And unfortunately for the keeper, looks like he took a tumble. Didn't look like it was a foul or anything malicious. Not too much of a collision either. Looks like he may have just fallen wrong.
He has a girlfriend now.
And Macomb checks in on him. Some good more nice sportsmanship. You like to see it.
I mean, yeah, he's in grad school, so you have to have. And if
He got caught up, right?
I know, I think it was probably that, like, less in the house or something.
And no foul called, so we will resume with the keeper having the ball in his grasp. And you know the big kick is incoming with that wind. But a good win by Lumby. And Seliskar, good hustle there, but man, number 8 still making his way through, but Seliskar hustling back for that interception, and good stuff from him. Now Barrett, what can he do with it? Lovely move there to find Kuhn. And Kuhn tries to play it through, takes a deflection. And maybe a nice shoulder trap there for Manavlovsky if he meant it. Finds Macomb, and now Lumby. With Hermiller on the wing, what can he do with it? Worley. Kuhn.
I was taking a nap at the time.
Finds the feet of Manavlovsky. Almost a nice trap, and it's still bouncing around right at the top of the D. And played out, but Seliskar tracks it down. And the ball is now holding inside of the Vulpine half. You love to see it if you're a Rising supporter. Some good possession from Delaware Rising, and now Hermiller finds Lumby on the right wing. And a sliding challenge, but Lumby gets around, and a foul is called. Oh, but against Delaware Rising. Unfortunate there. So that will be a free kick for Vulpine. And we'll know both teams will not be satisfied with a draw, because between Vulpine and Delaware and Amish, winning is really the only option, is the hope for that second playoff spot. So as we get closer to the end of this match, we should be seeing more attacking pressure from both sides, you would think. A little bit of pressure applied from Delaware Rising on this side of the pitch.
So what's the scoop? Is she like okay with that then? Sounds
And Schwalek with a good step.
I don't know if she likes it.
And that is a throw in for Team Vulpine. We have about 20 more minutes remaining in this second half. Still a lot of soccer to play.
I literally finished my master's before he finishes. And I started, trying to think, I think I started after him.
Brady, you could finish your master's free.
And that ball rolled far away, so it's taking a bit of time, but we're finally now back underway. And the throw into the box. Does find a Vulpine player. Takes a nice first touch, but Barrett
So like, here's the crib.
breaks that up, and Seliskar clears.
down in Mount Vernon just to be down there, or because you're doing stuff at the university? Like, are you at home this summer now, or are you down there?
I don't have to be down there for my GA.
Good turn from Kuhn, and Kuhn trying to take some space and does get clipped. Thankfully, he's okay. Looks like he fell a little awkwardly on that left leg. Thankfully, doesn't seem to be phased.
Athletic stuff. Which I'm ready to be done with.
Owens with space on that right side. Played through. Manavlovsky tries to one-time it to Hermiller. And Owens staying up, intercepts. Now Kuhn, at the top of the D, has some space, tries to cut in, still with it, has a hit, and it looks like it takes a deflection, but a good diving save after the strike does lose a little power. But does require a save from the Vulpine team. And a big throw from the keeper is kept in by that right back of Team Vulpine. Nice little back flick there. And a good challenge from Barrett. Does keep that ball in bounds. Oh, a nice find outside of the foot to Kuhn. Hermiller tries to play it through. Looks like he was looking for Macomb, but unable to find him. Keeper will come out and claim that. And again, about 20 minutes still to play. The score is still 1-1. Both teams will be wanting the full 3 points here for playoffs hope, and it looks like it goes through to a Vulpine player. And Connor does get a deflection on it, and it rolls just past the post as Connor is outside of the goal, steps up, and makes a phenomenal save to keep this game 1-1 as the ball just trickles after he makes that save out for a Vulpine corner kick.
If Ivy League accepted more people in, that Kenyon was
And really, what a save, especially being so far out from his goal to keep Delaware Rising in the hunt.
It's like 75K a year. It's insane.
And once again, number 69 in the corner, getting ready to take this kick. Yikes, good on, good one at Connor, good on Connor. And now the corner, but a whistle is blown. Looks like there may be some jostling happening in the box. And the ref says, none of it. We're not here for it. Cut it out, and let's take this corner. And the ref blows his whistle, now getting ready for the corner. As the ball does go in. It's a little further. Looks like it gets caught up in the wind as well. Schwalek now taps it through and has some space. And it tries to get it up to Manavlowski, but unfortunately can't get that great first touch on it. Vulpine now sends it forward once again. And it is a good ball down that right wing, but a big touch from number 69. And Schwalek will cut it outside, and good work from him to cut it around that defender. And that will be a throw for Vulpine. Now Vulpine finding a little energy, attacking this Delaware Rising half.
Have you ever heard of Fabio Vieira?
The new guy signed for Arsenal.
Yeah, Porto.
It looks like that ball stayed in, but the ref says it does not, and it will be a rising throw. Good turn from Lumby as that ball just kept bouncing around. Selskar, Kuhn with it. Kuhn, great stuff to claim that space, plays it through. And McComb does get on the end of it. And now calling for a handball, but the ref doesn't see it. And Kuhn intercepts as that ball is tried to be cleared away. McComb with a lot of space on that left wing, crosses it in. Crosses it, looks like it's going right to the keeper. Not the best cross on that instance. But some good space. We'd love to see the attack from the Rising. Hopefully more of it to come. It goes off the face of a Vulpine player. That never feels good for anyone. And now the ball kind of just being kicked back and forth, but Seth steps in nicely.
That dude just can't step up.
Kuhn tries to play space. Plays it through, but it's a Vulpine player. Goes out for a rising throw, and some substitutions now being made. Alex Brown making his way on, along with Eddie Conrad. So Owens gets a well-deserved break. And then Cody Lumby also makes his way off the pitch.
Oh, Jacob Green? Yeah. I don't see him. He is probably their best player.
And the ref did not blow the whistle quite yet. And now gets us back underway after the substitutions have been made. Schwalek knocks that ball forward. And a good win there from McComb. It does end up bouncing all the way out. And that will be a corner kick for Vulpine. And another sub being made as Colin McComb also gets a well-deserved break. As Morris makes his way to the field. About 15 minutes remaining in this second half. And another corner for Vulpine. And it's a low one. Does find a Vulpine player. Holds possession, tries to set it up, and Vulpine player might be trying to strike the ball or whip it across, but it doesn't turn out either way as that ends up skying and going out for a Delaware Rising goal kick. Played short to Schwalek. Brown Seliskar.
You're talking about those 4 center guys that are all
Seliskar taking space, finds Morris checking back, and Brown. Lovely passing here from Delaware Rising.
to play.
Isaac's a junior, right?
He will be a junior. Where's he? He plays at Heston.
And a foul called there against Vulpine. As one of the players runs through Alex Brown.
Isaac's their captain. I think he's starting center. Right?
Ball taken quick.
Yeah, so it's actually he'll play next year, yeah, because of COVID. Because Heston actually.
Oh, and it is intercepted off the back, but thankfully Conrad is there to claim, and Sexton sends it back upfield.
But college sports. It's
Now some space. Oh, a lovely ball to find number 8 with some space. As time does take a shot, but not too much venom on that one. Easily gathered by Sexton. And a quick outlet to Kuhn with some space on the right. Takes his time, holds possession. Now Conrad.
there, and then he'd have his commercial license and can go fly for Delta or whatever.
And Vulpine, after a challenge, finds his way. And wow, a big shoulder there from the Vulpine player. No foul called. They hold possession. Quick give and goes. Ball bouncing around a little bit. And it is crossed into the box. Defended well from Schwalik, but it's going to come back at Delaware. Alex Brown tries to step number 8 again. Another shot, but still no venom on that one as he was reaching a bit. And Sexton gathers. And yeah, I saw a comment coming in again. Score still 1-1. Colin McComb is the goal scorer for Delaware Rising. And Morris plays it through to Hermiller, but Hermiller is flagged offside, but the keeper does get there anyway.
Do you think next year we might be too small for Henry? Do you think they'll try to play up a little? I think he enjoys the team. I think from what I've talked to him about.
Worcester, there's not a whole lot around.
Yeah. This is a good enough league to stay competitive and get touches and stuff.
And my thing is too is Henry should know too. He goes somewhere else, he might not guarantee as much playing time.
Now Vulpine attacking on that left side. Does get played in, and good communication there as Sexton calls off his defender and claims that as his.
Guys would be like, listen, can't predict a year into the future, obviously, but especially those guys, want you to know we'd love for you all. We're gonna.
And a good switch from Worley to find Seliskar on this near side.
We're gonna hit you up at some point.
Seliskar trying to play Hermiller through, but a little too much juice on that pass.
Say if we have some local guys, like some of these Highland guys that maybe don't want to play, that the place for growth is to hit up some Worcester dudes. 'Cause I talked
Good win from Barrett on that back line. Kuhn has space to play, looking to play Manavlovsky through. Intercepted. Just a little too much on that pass, and now Vulpine with a little space of their own. And a lovely touch from the ball boy. Look at that. Sign him up.
like when I was talking to him about it, I think he sort of felt like I always
Substitutions being made for both sides. Conrad does make his way off as Owens makes his way back on after a quick break. And you do see across the way Colin McComb as well getting ready to come on during the next dead ball situation. Nice spinning throw. Intercepted. Manavlovsky tries to play a little back flick through to Kuhn, but just doesn't go off for him. And played through, but Sexton is there to easily gather.
But yeah, so there's a tough, and there's other strike, like some of the guys that are playing.
Now Kuhn finds Brown.
Some of the guys that
Charging forward. Finds Hermiller. Dan White says McComb. Yes, McComb was the goal scorer. Morris is in as well on that right wing. Played through. Manavlovsky now finds himself with the ball. Taps it to the outside. Looking for some space. Crosses it in, but only down the line, and the keeper does claim that one in the end.
I get so annoyed. Like I finally.
Big kick from the keeper as Barrett runs up. Oh, and a foul is called against Barrett on that one, as the ref said that he ran into the player and was not playing the ball. So that will be a free kick. Back to where the ref is standing. Certainly an area where the ball can be crossed into the box. We'll see how they determine to play it.
I finally said to him, I'm like, we don't send you that many games. When have I ever sent you a player that wasn't good enough to play?
About 10 minutes remaining in this second half.
I've never sent you a kid that couldn't keep up.
And the ball does go into the box.
Trust me by now.
Looks like that's won by the rising player, and Owen stretching to get that out of the box. Number 8 tries to hit it in. Not sure if he's just playing it in the mixer or if that was a shot, but deflects anyway out to a Vulpine player. They maintain possession. And Schwalik with a lovely step to dispossess the player. Kuhn sets it back to Brown. Worley swings it out now. A little space here. What can Delaware Rising do? Hermiller on the charge. Plays it up to Morris, and Morris checks that out. Looks like he was trying to find McComb, but ball just gets caught up there. Actually, I believe that was Manavlovsky on the wing, because now McComb checks in for Hermiller.
So, Bob, you're gonna be back for the last game, right?
Yeah. Does that start?
At Delaware.
And Kuhn tries to play the ball in, gets deflected, and Vulpine clears it down.
Now we're gonna get to find your trails, Buster.
A little fancy kick there from Owens. And now Vulpine trying to charge, but good body, good battling for the ball there from Barrett. And not really sure what the call is on that one. And it looks like, yes, it is a foul against Vulpine. And Worley tries to take it quickly, but the Vulpine player is in the way. And the ref is telling the Vulpine player to get out of the way. Let's get this going. And here we'll get underway with Worley on the ball. Ends up playing it back to Sexton. Sexton does find Kuhn nicely in the middle of the park. Selskart, lovely through ball. Some good passing there. Now Manavlovsky on it. Oh, a lovely ball into the box. And it gets headed down by the Vulpine player. It looks like he meant to do that, and smart, brave playing from him to head that back to the keeper so the keeper can pick that up. Brown wins that in the midfield. Kuhn. Morris on the wing. Nice little ball there. And McComb almost gets onto it, but a little nudge there from the Vulpine player. Takes it, but only as far as Kuhn. Kuhn flicks it into the box, but too much, just too far from Manavlovsky up top. Good challenging in the back as it does fall, and a lovely challenge tackle there from Barrett. Vulpine does keep it in, and Selskar hustles back to make that ball his. Finds Sexton. Sexton clears that. We'll find Brown now. Brown, good position, but bounces through to a Vulpine player, number 10, but Brown hustles back to get that ball to knock it away. And now Owens in a good defensive position and a strike from that. I think that was number 8 of Vulpine, but goes a little too wide, too far. Substitution now being made for Team Vulpine. And the individual that just had that shot go far and wide gets subbed off. Sexton plays it short. Owens trying to find Brown in the middle. Now number 10, the captain for Vulpine. Gets it wide. And a quick ball in. Won well by Barrett. And unfortunately, a little wild bounce. Worley cannot get onto it. Some space for number 10. But Barrett says, no, thank you. And some lovely defending again from him as he's having another great game in that central back position. And Morris going through does get clipped. And very unfortunate because he did have a few men with him making some runs. And a yellow card is issued to that Vulpine player. And if I remember correctly, that is our first yellow card for the Vulpine team. You'll see Landon Kuhn over the ball, getting ready to take this free kick to whip it into the box. And we've had good service all game. We just need someone to get on the end of it. We have just about 5 minutes remaining in this game. We need something, and we need it soon. Kuhn takes the kick, chips it up into the box. Lovely stuff. Goes through the hands of the keeper, but cleared away by one of the Vulpine players. Schwalik plays it short to Brown. And they do reset. And again, I do say we have around 5 minutes remaining. The ref will have added time. So that will be on his watch. We'll be watching him. Landon Kuhn trying to keep possession, some fancy footwork, and does go down, but ref says no foul. And intercepted well by Worley. And the ball gets caught up underneath of that Vulpine player, and Delaware Rising putting on some pressure, but good fancy footwork there. Intercepted, though, by Brown. Now Delaware has some numbers. Manovlovsky charging forward, trying to get an angle. And Eric Staley says, I like the work ratio he sees from Seliskar and Brown as a foul is called. And absolutely, Coach Eric Staley, the head coach of Buckeye Valley, joining us on the stream. We appreciate you watching. Also a board member for Delaware Rising. And he does mention that because, of course, they're playing well, but also because 2 Buckeye Valley High School players. We'd love to see it. Now we have 2 standing over it, 2 of our free kick specialists, Kuhn and Worley, can whip some lovely balls into the box. And tries to do something maybe off the training ground, but doesn't end up working out, as now Vulpine is charging forward as Sexton has to make his way back. Owens tries to get in, almost does, but this Vulpine player working through. Now there's one in the box, and has Connor at full stretch. Sexton doesn't get any touch on it, so that will be a goal kick, but there was a player in the middle wide open for Vulpine. That looks like that winger for Vulpine just didn't see him, to the benefit of Delaware Rising.
Their kid literally did the exact same thing, and not only did he not call a foul, he didn't get a yellow card. So that's why I started.
Taken quickly from Sexton, and Delaware really needs a quick goal here.
In the end, I probably pushed it a little too far.
And we're not going to get it that way with a giveaway in the middle.
So it's like, it's like
Number 4 looking for space. Does find a bit. Has a strike. Nothing too powerful on that. Sexton easily saves. And now Worley with some space to turn. Kuhn. Kuhn tries to play it long down the side. Gets caught up in the wind a bit. Headed out by that Vulpine player. Delaware throw. McComb with it. Oh, lovely through ball. Kuhn plays it short. Rolls right across the penalty spot, but no one able to get on the end of it. And again, the same problem. No one able to get on the ends of these lovely crosses. And Morris looking for Manovlovsky. Oh, tries to play it through. Keeper hits his own player. Bounces out and cleared from Vulpine. Now Vulpine find themselves charging down. They do get a foot on it. He holds possession. Sexton trying to get back quickly. And it looks like a trip from the Vulpine player. Ref says get up. No foul call. And Owens trying to play it, but unfortunately still just goes to a Vulpine player. Swung across. Decent first touch there from that Vulpine player. Stepped in well by Schwalik. And, oh, lovely stuff from Schwalik. Trying to get it out, but it ends up being a Delaware Rising throw because it goes off of the leg of the approaching Vulpine player. The player that goes down still trying to have a conversation with the ref, but it is Delaware Rising throw. Brown with a good first touch, holds that ball up well. Swings it nicely across to Evan. Evan Worley with it. Now McComb with some space. Delaware Rising have numbers, 4v4. What can we do with it? Plays it, lovely ball through all the way to Manovlovsky. Right on the edge of the box. Plays it short. Here's Kuhn. Kuhn has a strike, but Vulpine player throws his body to prevent that. Now Kuhn once again with the ball. Chips it up through. And oh, just too much, and he would have been offside anyway, as you saw the flag go up from the ref. But the goalkeeper does gather before Macomb can make a play on the ball. And we have hit the 45th minute, so it will now be up to the ref, I guess the 90th minute, since we are in the second half. So it will be up to the referee to see how much time will be added. Worley plays a nice ball to Macomb, who has a lovely flick here. Morris, and now we have some guys in the box. Played just short. Looks like it gets caught up and cleared, as Delaware did have men in the box. Good win. Good header from Owens. Here's Morris with it once again. Takes a deflection, and Owens is trying to hustle to get there, but it does deflect off of him, I believe, and that will be a goal kick for Vulpine. A substitution now being made. Looks like 3 subs coming on for Vulpine and 1 for Delaware Rising, and Seth makes his way off. Zach White taking his position now in that back 3. And a shoe is being tied down there on the goalkeeper. And Ryan asks, what's the score? Still 1-1. Decent chances for both sides. But in the end, no finishing has been applied. Oh, and almost falls for Delaware Rising. And it goes through now, but only to a Vulpine player who boots it upfield. And a good win from Owens. And Owens throws his body. Schwalek flicks it up and away. Worley trying to find some positioning there. And a good head from Brown. Oh, and almost finds Manavlovsky, but only to a Vulpine player who now charges forward. And number 17 is offside. And that would have been close. Taken quickly now by Delaware. As everyone knows,
It had to be like super thin, super close.
and the ref ends up checking his watch, and that is the game. Ladies and gentlemen, your final score is 1-1. It won't do much for either side in the playoff hunt for one of those final positions. But we will have to see how future games unfold between Amish, Vulpine, and then Delaware Rising and Amish as well. We'll continue to see how this playoff hunt plays out for that final position as Greater Columbus looks to have a hold on that first position. Trent White says good defensive second half. And overall, solid playing from both teams, but early goals are what bring us our final score. And again, final score is 1-1. Our next upcoming match is June 21st. It is a home game at Buckeye Valley High School, so we'll hope to see you there. We appreciate you all joining us in the stream, and we look forward to another great stream and another great game, because Greater Columbus will certainly want to come back with a lot of former Delaware Rising players to our home field after we took the 1-0 victory in a last-minute goal from Colin Macomb at their place. So you're not going to want to miss that game. It will certainly be edgy and an exciting one to watch. But this is Andrew Schwalek signing off of our stream. Again, we always appreciate you joining us, cheering on the boys in blue, and we will hopefully see you June 21st.